Well, I had the luxury that my dad was a counselor here, and like every parent, he thought, well, let's start you out with a place where you can get a good education, and it's not going to cost us too much money, and then we'll see what you want to do afterwards. I was outside my little Manuka walls, and I was playing basketball and track with people from all kinds of socioeconomic spectrums and all sorts of educational backgrounds and family backgrounds, and everybody wasn't like me, and it wasn't that great, you know. But I got to play sports, I got to write for a student publication, I got to take interesting classes, I met a lot of new people from not my neighborhood. So I don't know if people think of Joliet and Joliet Junior College as a really enriching place, but it really is. Inside these many walls are just so many opportunities. I would say that at Joliet Junior College, I learned to learn. You know, they weren't just saying, okay, here's the assignment, here's the assignment. It's like, read this, understand it, think about it, let's talk about it. What a rich experience. Who wouldn't want that, you know? My dad was getting his Master's Plus degree at Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, and so sometimes after he would be a counselor here and I'd be a student here, he would then have to go up to DeKalb, and he would say, do you want to go with me for the drive? He would like the company. On the way up we would listen to talk radio, and as I was listening to that I thought, well, that's not heavy lifting. But it also was really, it sounded like the host had the coolest job, because you just got to sit there and talk and people would call in. And the one thing the hosts needed, it seemed, was kind of a broad breadth of information about the world. I don't know that they were experts on anything, but they seemed to know a little bit about what was going on. And that's kind of what I got at JJC as well, just sort of a broad-based education. I got my first job at WSPY Plano, and for all my background, you know, I just had a very low-key, small radio station job, but you could sort of see the future from there. The station that, I'm going to cry now that I think about it, but the station that my dad and I would sometimes be listening to in the car, you know, I was now working at. But I also felt, and I don't mean this in a cocky sort of way, but like, I can do this. I'd spent my time, and I'll thank Joliet Junior College for putting me in sometimes uncomfortable positions and figuring it out, having a level of success then and there, and that sort of builds a little inner confidence. One of the things I like doing on the show the most, and it's sometimes a very serious show, sometimes it's very silly, we tell jokes, I interview politicians, but I interview authors a lot, and it's funny because when you're in college, it's like, oh, I got to read this book and write a report about it. Well, I kind of do that for a living now. So I look at the New York Times bestseller list each week and I go, oh, that looks like a good book, that looks like a good book, and I get the books and then I read them, and I'm in a position where I get to interview those people. I love letting people tell their story and trying to get that story out of them. So it's a luxury to be in a job that asks you to do that, you know. My siblings went here, my dad continued to work here, my dad received an honor here, I got to MC that banquet, I spoke at graduation one year, and now I'm a cover boy, so lucky me. I don't know how deserving I am, but I'm so appreciative of this. But to me, what's more important is not that I got it, but that you guys are giving it. That's what says something to me about how meaningful this award is. It's not about me, it's about JJC, and I'm happy to sort of carry the torch.